And now for a Next News special report.
On this special report, Kari Lake's alarming border revelation echoes louder than ever. Just days ago, Israel, a close ally, suffered a substantial attack. Now rumors point to Iran's direct involvement, coupled with an unsettling video clip from an Iranian general. But what's even more concerning, the potential security threats at our own backyard. As Lake warns about the southern border and potential infiltrations, one can't help but ask, are we in our great republic next on the hit list? You don't want to miss our deep dive into these events, nor the final thought that explains why this matters to every single American citizen. Recent events in the Middle East have seen a significant uptick in tensions, but what's surprising is how quickly these overseas events might be making their way to American soil. On October 7th, Israel experienced a devastating attack by Hamas, leading to tragic casualties and escalated conflict. These militants managed to penetrate the Gaza-Israel barrier, signifying a strategic and bold assault from the Gaza Strip. But the question everyone's asking is, who is pulling the strings? Well, amidst this chaos, allegations surfaced about Iran's possible involvement. The Wall Street Journal suggested a collaboration between officers from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Hamas. Although the U.S. officials remain skeptical, various sources, including European and Syrian advisors and senior Hamas and Hezbollah members, point fingers at Iran. Contrarily, Mahmoud Mirdawi, a senior Hamas official, insists the attack's independent planning. And then we have former President Trump's stern warning from August. He slammed President Biden for gifting Iran with $6 billion, cautioning us about its potential misuse to ignite violence, boost Iran's nuclear agenda, and compromise the safety of Israel, our republic, and the world at large. Watch.
Crooked Joe Biden just agreed to pay a $6 billion ransom to the Iranian dictatorship in exchange for hostages. This is yet another Biden surrender and a further blistering humiliation of the United States of America to the world stage. But even worse, this decision will be extremely deadly. Biden is giving $6 billion to the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, just as when Obama sent the Iranian regime pallets of cash for hostages in the dark of night. Remember? Plane loads of cash. Biden's ransom payment will be immediately used to stoke violence, bloodshed, and mayhem throughout the Middle East and all around the world, costing countless innocent lives. It's also guaranteed that the fanatical Iranian regime will use this money to advance their nuclear weapons program, putting Israel, the United States, and the entire world in very grave peril. They are reportedly just weeks away from a nuclear bomb, something which would have never happened under the Trump administration. Tragically, Biden's ransom payments also make it dramatically more likely that even more Americans will be held captive in the future, because Biden has shown that he will pay gargantuan sums of money, meaning the kidnappers turn a massive profit. They're making money hand over fist. In other words, Biden has put a bounty on the head of every American citizen abroad. Under my leadership, we brought home more than 50 hostages from all over the world, and we never paid ransom money to do it, not at all. We did it with diplomacy, and we did it through strength, and we will do it again when we are reelected as President of the United States. Our country is failing. We are a failing nation. We will turn it around, and we will make America great again.
Amen. But is it all as transparent as it seems? President Biden gave a hefty sum to Iran without solid guarantees on its usage. You wouldn't dive blindly into a financial deal, so why should our country? Much like the dedicated team at Noble Gold Investments that assists customers in making the best decisions for their financial security, our leaders should act in our best interests, ensuring the country's safety. And here's what some of Noble Gold Investment customers have to say. The staff answered all my questions and helped me every step of the way. Securing my future is less stressful thanks to Noble Gold's expertise. Secure your financial future. Diversify into gold and silver. Visit nextnewsgold.com for your free 5-ounce silver American the Beautiful bullion coin offer. If they can ensure their customers' safety, why can't our leaders? Now, coming back to the situation at hand, amidst these speculations and fears, President Biden pledged all appropriate means of support to Israel, asserting their right to self-defense and collaborating with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. With the lurking fear of a broader regional clash, attempts are being made to contain the chaos within Gaza and safeguard the U.S.-Israeli-Saudi Arabia normalization talks. But here's where things get dicey. There's chatter that Hamas militants might have crossed our borders, intending to strike on American soil. The evidence? An unsettling video of an IRGC commander Hassan has now resurfaced. In the video, he hints at orchestrating attacks akin to 9/11, shedding light on a complex plan involving collaboration with Mexicans to gain access to the U.S., an operation that has been in the works since as early as 2017. Take a look.
When only 11 people managed to carry out the 9/11 attacks, do you understand that this is also a possibility for us to do something similar? We do not need nuclear weapons. The US has 6,000 nuclear warheads. These 6,000 nuclear warheads are part of our plans to influence guerrilla movements to engage in warfare inside the US and create destruction. Not just guerrilla movements from Iran, but from all of the Muslim countries. Even if the US deports all Muslims, it cannot stop us, as we are involving and working on the Mexicans as well.
There you have it. With concerns mounting over potential threats from abroad, we're also turning our attention closer to home. There's increasing speculation that individuals with malicious intentions might be exploiting our southern border. The speculation is fueled not just by that unsettling video of the IRGC commander, but also by alarming revelations from leading figures here at home. What we're about to show you is a clip from March of 2021, where Kevin McCarthy makes a concerning claim about those attempting to cross the border. Now listen closely.
And when you go up to Monument 3 and you talk to those agents, it's not just people from Mexico or Honduras or El Salvador. They're now finding people from Yemen, Iran, Turkey. People on the terrorist watch list they are catching. And they're rushing it all at once.
Now, if that doesn't set off alarm bells, this will. Kari Lake is sounding the alarm with a tweet that's got Americans on edge. The United States faces a unique challenge, an influx of military-age men aiming to enter the country from various regions. Although not all have sinister motives, the risks are evident. Given the porous border, it's naive to assume no terror cells have set foot on American soil. Lake's startling revelation from the Arizona border showcases alarming footage of these military-age men crossing over. Is America their next target? Take a look.
Hi, Arizona. It's Kari Lake. I'm sitting down to talk to you because of some truly horrifying footage I've been seeing coming from our wide-open southern border. Since the lifting of Title 42, the Tucson border sector has become a valley of death. It experienced a 167% spike in deaths, a number that will only grow as that bumbling fool, Joe Biden, welds the doors to our border wall open and rolls out the red welcome carpet for the invaders to come in. Just 2 days ago, in the Tucson sector, 2,000 illegal immigrants from all across the globe were caught breaking into our country. Our Border Patrol, who are truly fighting and trying their best under impossible circumstances, cannot house all of these people. We literally can't afford it. It's costing us $7 million a month to put these people up in already overcapacity facilities, and that price is expected to double. Left with no choice, our Border Patrol has been forced to release these people directly onto our streets, where law-abiding Arizonans will suffer the consequences. You deserve so much better. The Biden regime tells us that these are families seeking asylum. But look at this footage. These are military-aged men from different nations. Where are the women? Where are the children? Do we even know where these people are going when the Border Patrol is forced to release them onto our streets en masse? Last month, I got an email from a Border Patrol agent who said that they had lost operational control completely of the Arizona border. He said, they look like soldiers from other countries coming over, period. They are not here to help us. They are here to harm us. That message scared the hell out of me. But what scares me the most is that this is not the first time I've heard it. Our Border Patrol, the boots on the ground, know exactly how bad things are, and they're begging for help. The Biden border crisis has become more than just a humanitarian crisis. It is a national security risk. I know there's no higher priority than ensuring the safety of Arizonans, and that there is no cause more worthy than protecting our nation's sovereignty. But our current sorry collection of leaders can't say the same. The resident in the White House, Joe Biden, has stolen the leftover border wall materials that we paid for and sold them at a $298 million loss. The squatter in the governor's office, Katie Hobbs, just agreed to make Arizona taxpayers foot a $2.1 million bill because the Doug Ducey administration stacked up containers along the border. And in the Senate, Kyrsten Sinema continues to prioritize amnesty over security. She'll do anything to please her corporate masters who want cheap labor. Mark Kelly's head is still in orbit, and his heart seems to be in Ukraine. And in Congress, Marxist Ruben Gallego is now trying to walk back his decades-long career of painting border security efforts as racist and threatening ICE agents with severe consequences for enforcing the law. He is truly unhinged. Ruben, I know this doesn't impact you because you actually live in the swamp and that's what you call home, but hardworking Arizonans are struggling. You would know that if you spent more time talking to us instead of mocking us. But we won't hold our breaths. Arizona, your leaders are failing you. Our country is being invaded. But we are not powerless to change this. Under President Donald J. Trump, we had the most secure border in our nation's history. In 2024, we can have that again. But we can't be too complacent. We can't stop there. We need to boot all of these bad actors and open border globalists out and replace them with America First patriots. We are going to secure our border. We are going to make Arizona safe again. Don't get frustrated. Don't feel helpless. Get motivated. Let's vote like our lives depend on it, because they truly do.
Wow. Vote like your lives depended on it. Now, as Kari Lake has already highlighted the concerns regarding military-aged men attempting to cross the border, we've got exclusive footage that might provide more insight. In this clip from Real America's Voice, Ben Berquam reports directly from Lukeville, Arizona, a newly identified hotspot for such crossings. As he sheds light on the origins and natures of these border entrants, it raises questions on the motives, the role of the cartels, and the implications of such large-scale crossings on Border Patrol's capacity. What are the repercussions of these latest developments? Let's take a closer look.
All right, guys, back in Lukeville, Arizona, we broke this story a couple months ago where this had become the new crossing point for illegals. We've had reporters down here for the last couple months. It's been continuous, just came back down. You've got mostly West African, you have people from India, people from Egypt, but for whatever reason, the cartels have moved a huge number of people to this area out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, all coming through here.
Area. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to stay just on that side of it. You're welcome to film all you want. Sure. Just this side of the street is close to the public.
What about here or on this side?
Nope. Just on that side.
Okay. So only illegals here. Border Patrol, you could tell they're so frustrated. They want this to be reported. So I went up and I was able to get some really close-up footage of these guys. Unfortunately, we had somebody from the national parks come out and tell me that this was a closed off location. Press is not allowed to be as close as I was, so I had to move over here across the road. So apparently only illegals can be on that part of our national park. Almost all fighting age men. They said over 500 today that came through, big day. And they said the new location where people are coming from, and this is shocking to me because I haven't heard this, is Syria. Big numbers coming to Lukeville, Arizona from Syria. At least 150 fighting age men here right now. They said they took the women and children earlier. They prioritized them. But it's bad, guys. It's really bad. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's just really, really bad. Biden did it. Mayorkas did this. They're not doing anything to stop it. New round of Biden's recruits coming in. Yeah, make sure you get your waters, guys. Don't want you to get thirsty. Yeah, make sure we keep those bags. Concierge service. One van down. Here comes your new neighbors, America. All right, they're loading those vans up. They're taking them to the Ajo Border Patrol station to process them. That means Border Patrol's not on the line out here to the west or out to the east, which allows the cartels to do everything else they want. I'm gonna head down to where they're coming across and see if we have any more groups coming or if we can get any more intel on what they're leaving behind.
Excellent work there from Ben Berquam down on the border, on the front line of the border crisis. Meanwhile, the images coming out of Israel are nothing short of horrifying. Via X, once known as Twitter, we have a window into the terror unfolding in real time. A specific incident near the Israel-Gaza border catches the eye. A music festival, a celebration of peace, turned into a scene of unbridled violence. The count stands at 260 innocent lives lost to terrorist gunfire. The brutality escalated to a point where terrorists maimed hostages, shooting their legs to thwart any escape attempts. They didn't stop till they had turned the festival grounds into a slaughterhouse. By Saturday night, photos of bodies heaped in a tent sent shockwaves across the globe. The grim tally reveals 260 souls lost, with the event initially drawing a crowd of 3,000 to 4,000 attendees. Hamas terrorists are at the helm of this brutality, with kidnappings spanning across all ages and genders. They shot hostages to shackle them to the spot, a stark testament to their depravity. Now, this bloodshed has stirred unease, and recent events in our home turf only fuel this dread. The streets of New York have become a canvas for pro-Palestine groups, with some attendees donning terrorist garb. Coming on the heels of the Israeli massacre, such displays only cement our fears. The rallying cry, "Resistance is not terrorism," banners the protests. But in the wake of the Israel horrors, it's hard not to question the intent behind those masks. Who are these individuals marching down our streets? And what is the narrative that they're championing? The juxtaposition of resistance and terrorism, especially following the events in Israel, raises questions that demands answers. And not to be outdone, protests broke out in Chicago as well. Take a look.
By the BDS movement as it grew. And I have to tell you the truth. The racism of the Zionists. Long live the Intifada!
Long live the Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Long live.
This is not slowing down. In these turbulent times, Kari Lake's warning should not be taken lightly. It's deeply concerning that while Israel faced an unprecedented attack, our administration thought it was wise to send $6 billion to Iran. This move, criticized heavily by President Trump, now seems to be a foreshadowing of the perils we face. The Iranian general's brash declarations about collaborating with Mexicans to dispatch terror groups into the U.S. further underscores the severity of our current situation. When we connect the dots, a clearer picture emerges. Our republic's safety is potentially compromised. While international relations are complex, there's a dire need for discussions grounded in foresight and security. The recent events reiterate that every action has consequences, and we must prioritize the safety of our citizens. We must remember and learn, ensuring that our nation's interests and security always come first. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.